So looks like I'm live. Hello, everybody. Um, so like right now, I have nobody in the chat. So yeah. Uh, so Mike, 1 2 3, 1 2 3, 1 2 3. Okay. So um. Yeah, hello everybody. I see two people watching my live stream. So this is my first time though going live. So I've never done it before in my channel. So I hope it will go smooth. And on today's live, I kind of want to give you updates on my channel, on my professional life, what I was up to here recently, and like what's going on in my professional life, and where my channel is going, and what what plans I have for like my channel in general, and what I'm gonna talk about, what I'm gonna present. So I see two people. So how are you doing, guys? So, and let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to like ask me anything in the chat, and I will do my best to answer your questions. So I really want to make my Go Live definitely interactive with you guys. So kind of have a live discussion. It's something that I can't really have when I do my videos with you. So definitely when I'm going live, um, I can do it way better. So what I've been up to here recently. So I went to on a road trip to California, to San Francisco, and it was absolutely amazing. It was my first time in California. I've never been before, and I kind of see why people like living in San Francisco. It's really busy, and yeah, I agree it's extremely overpriced, but the amount of opportunities, the amount of like the community and the tech community, and the just the whole vibe, it just was amazing. So um, I stayed in Berkeley, and I don't know, I think I like Berkeley a little bit more than San Francisco. Berkeley is kind of like a safe haven when you want to just detach and relax from craziness from the big city, and it has so many little spots that you can go and chill, and really amazing food, and really amazing community. So I really enjoy that. um, I haven't been to any like meetups or anything like that. So I hope my next time when I go to San Francisco, I would attend some of the meetups and kind of see the community, tech community there, iOS community there. So um, I visited campuses like Google, Facebook, Apple. Let me tell you that, not because I'm an Apple fanboy, but out of those three, Facebook, Google, and Apple, Apple is the best campus, or campuses, I should say, I ever visited in comparison to those three, because parking was so accessible and available. It was just a breeze, because on for Facebook, one thing that you can't really walk around Facebook campus as freely, so it's not really as open to visitors. So like you can only take a picture with a thumbs up or like sign, and that's it, and go. And just to do that, and it's just in services, but it's only for employees, Facebook employees. So if you're a visitor, you kind of on your own. You have to find parking for yourself, and Palo Alto, it's not as easy like to find parking. It's pretty much residential area, so there are a lot of houses, and there's no parking on the campus, so it's kind of challenging. But I was lucky. I was able to find parking and take picture in front of like sign. And then my next campus was Google. Google was crazy. It's gigantic campus. Like it's huge. It's like a neighborhood really. There's so many like buildings and campuses, and parking. Parking was more so confusing. I parked by, I think it was Microsoft. So I just saw a parking lot. I wasn't sure what it was. So there wasn't a sign that like you're not supposed to park there. I just went there and parked because again, like parking was just crazy. And I walked for like maybe 15, 20 minutes, like to get there, to get to Google store and to buy Google like T-shirts and things like that, and take pictures in a sculpture park with um, Android versions. So if you ever seen those pictures with like Androids and like Lollipop and other representation of Android versions, so like that's where I was. It was a lot of fun though, and I really like the Google campus because it is huge, and you can do so many things there. So like if you, for example, if you want to have a lunch or have a meal with your coworkers, so you don't really have to go outside of your campus too far. So all you need to do just go on one of the food tracks or cafeteria, and like you can have your lunch right there and then after that was Apple, and Apple was a pleasant surprise. First I went to a visitor center. So it's a gigantic Apple store. So of course everything is overpriced. So this T-shirt was like $40. Yeah, it's expensive, but but it was worth it because like the parking was really good. So I'm one thing really bothers me though, like as of right now, because like I see myself kind of blurry, and I don't know because is it because of my camera? So like just bear with me for a minute. So like it looks a little bit better now, but so unfortunately I don't have external camera on my laptop, so I have to use my laptop camera. So I'm sorry if the quality is not as good. So I see myself perfectly in the little video um, that like YouTube presents you like so you can see yourself. But like when I look at myself on another laptop, like I see myself a little bit blurry. But let me see how I see myself on my on my cell phone. So, and I will continue with updates from Apple. So I guess while I'm doing that, Apple was a pleasant surprise, really, because I was able to find parking right there and then. It was incredibly easy. It was incredibly easy. Oh, like, I look so much better on the mobile device. Uh, oh, and I can hear myself. Oh, cool. So, all right. that will work. That will do it. Um, yeah. So Apple parking. They have visitor parking. It was absolutely amazing. It was absolutely like beautiful. Apple Store. I went on visitor center, which is walk around and went to like took pictures and then headed to one infinite loop to the main headquarter and the main Apple Store there. So it was pretty good. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I met a guy, and he is a student, and apparently he's studying software development. His name is Ilya, and we have really nice discussion. So if you're watching, like, hey, so we have really nice discussion, and like he was so passionate about Apple development and iOS development and mobile development and things like that. So really like really good experience. And um, like really what really amazed me, it's how easy it was to find parking. There was a lot of people, but still parking wasn't available. So unlike Facebook and Google, when I had to struggle to find parking, it was really easy to find parking there. So yeah, and I just explored San Francisco and explored other like places and um kind of explore explore California. Before visiting California, before visiting San Francisco, I wasn't sure if I want to move there. But now I like definitely, if the right opportunity presents itself, I probably would move to California. Like simply because I just like the vibe, I just like the community, and like yes, it's crazy expensive, but you are paying for the lifestyle, you're paying for those opportunities. Like I live in Seattle, and Seattle is great. Don't get me wrong, Seattle is absolutely wonderful. But California has it going on, like for real. And granted, you don't have to live in San Francisco. You can live around those little towns and little communities, and they're so great. I haven't been to Auckland, but I stay in Berkeley, which is really close to Auckland, and I kind of like chatted with locals, and they definitely recommended to check out Auckland, but like just I just didn't have time. I visited. I had it there on a Saturday early in the morning, and I arrived on Saturday around 6. So the drive to California from Seattle wasn't that bad. So it was a breeze, and we were kind of joking. It was like a straight shot from my house to Berkeley, and like you just have to turn twice, turn right and turn right, and then here's Berkeley. So you just stay on I-5 all the way, and you're there. I wanted to drive by the coast, but we just didn't have time. So, and going there, I was on the deadline on time because I didn't want to miss my day to check in to my hotel. And on the way back, I I spent too much money in California, and I didn't want to be in a situation where I have to stay somewhere, or it would get late and I would have to crash somewhere, and then you want to sleep in my car or spend money on a hotel or motel. So I decided, like, you know what, I just gonna take I-5 back home. So yeah, that's why I didn't post new videos like this week, guys, because I was traveling, I was on vacation, had an amazing time. And here recently, I don't really have enough time to post as many videos on my channel. And let's talk about my channel. Let's talk about where I'm heading with my channel, like what I want to do with my channel. So initially, I started my channel as a channel for um, software tech professionals, so including software developers, QA engineers, business analysts, project managers, kind of for everyone. And I really, if you look back, and really, Facebook was just a backup for my blog, www.awesometester.com. So really the purpose of my YouTube channel initially just provide videos for my blog, so so I don't have to upload files on my website. But then later on, like kind of learning YouTube, learning how to do it like in the right way, learning how other people would do that, I definitely noticed that I can do so much better. And I decided, like, I bought mic, I bought light, I bought yeah, I bought software to edit my videos, so and definitely spent a lot more time doing my videos and editing my videos. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Initially, my channel was kind of bridge for like QA and software developers, and kind of explain the quality as well as explain the quality and like the testing purposes for my for some developers, and for QA, gonna explain how to start with test automation and how to start writing code. So, but as my career was developing, I started working with more and more iOS and mobile development and mobile testing. And it definitely got to me because before I work a lot with the web and with languages like Python, JavaScript, a little bit of C Sharp, a little bit of Java. But I was trying to get into web development, but it, it has never been fun for me, like to do like web development and um, um, you know, building websites. But mobile is different. iOS specifically is different. So I started learning mobile development, and it really definitely got to me. And I started. If you go through my channel, you notice that I made a lot of videos dedicated to iOS. So, and like right now, my channel is pretty much iOS channel. So it's no longer like QA versus software developers, or like a bridge between like QA and developers. It's more so like how to work with Apple, how to work with iOS, how to test iOS, how to develop for iOS, how to overcome some of the difficulties or technical difficulties with like iOS and mobile development, things like that. So, and in the future, I think it's still going to be a combination of both mobile development, iOS development. I'm definitely gonna post videos whenever I'm discovering during my career, during my work, during my side projects, tutorials. If I see something really interesting, if I see something that I'm really like that really gets to me, I'm gonna post it on my channel. And for example, on one of the recent videos, page UI page view controller, when like you can implement view controller on iOS that you can scroll pages like and you can implement like so it looks like a book, so it looks like a page curl. So you can implement that one. You can just scroll like up and down, or like horizontally, whatever, like vertically or horizontally, whatever, like whatever you prefer. So that also, I'm going to continue. Probably, I'm going to continue post new tricks and tips for XUI test, but I think I have pretty excessive playlist for XUI test. I don't really know what to talk about XUI test because especially like here recently working with my app and trying to test my app with XUI test, writing test case of writing UI test. I discovered some of the really challenging areas for UI testing, and I posted videos about them. But maybe I will do videos on unit testing because it's a different way of testing, and I definitely need to be better at it. And what a better way to get better at something than go on YouTube and teach other people how to do it and try to explain to other people how to implement your unit test. So this is where I'm going. And I'm gonna post videos about job interview and career services, like how to get a job, like what is the difference between technical screen, like technical phone screening, for example. Um, well, what to expect, what kind of like technical screenings are there. I had an idea to talk about algorithms, but I don't know, like algorithms, like they're really interesting, but they're not as fun for me as of right now. So it's definitely something that I need to improve on. And I'm not sure if I'm quite ready to make videos or I'm willing to make videos about algorithms because I don't know, like they're not like they're as of right now they're more stressful than fun. So I definitely enjoy more building something for my channel in terms of like mobile app and explaining how to get it done. So maybe I will make videos about iOS 13 and new updates and Xcode 11. I just downloaded Xcode 11 like here recently, like literally like a few minutes ago, and I'm gonna install it and like play with it and maybe make you know a few videos for you guys uh, how to work with that and updates on Xcode and iOS. So what else? Oh, I yesterday Caleb Wells and I recorded a podcast. It was really good. So I'm definitely gonna post a link for that podcast on my Facebook page, awesometaster.com, on my Instagram, Eugene Berezin, iOS Dev. It's one word. So if you're looking for like, check out my Instagram. I think I post more posts on Instagram as I work on my side projects and my tutorials and things like that. And I'm discovering new things. It's really easy to make quick videos or quick screenshots of what I'm doing and post them there. So I'm definitely gonna post it in there. I'm definitely gonna post it on my LinkedIn profile. So Eugene Berezin. So like go and find me on LinkedIn. Yeah, and on Twitter, Eugene Berezin iOS Dev. I think. Yeah. Let me check my Twitter because I changed my name here recently on Twitter. Uh, yeah. Oh, sorry. For Twitter, it is at Eugene iOS Dev. But if you look for Eugene Bereza, you probably will be able to find me too. So I definitely will retweeting podcast with Caleb Wells there, and I think it was really interesting. We talk a lot about like testability and accessibility and iOS development. And Caleb Wells, he has a YouTube channel as well, so go check it out. And he does a lot of live streaming videos when he just like goes and develops or creates an app. I think it's really incredible. I was trying to do something like that, and I was trying to do live coding, but it was recorded live coding because even when I was working with XUI tests and was trying to hack other apps that I don't have the access to the code base, I wasn't bold enough to like just go and like, oh, let me just go and do everything live because I hate live coding because something comes up and you feel extra pressure when you go live and like you trying to do things live. And if something is not working the way you expect it, then like you have total brain fart and like, well, now what? So that's why I'm not quite doing live coding on live stream just yet. But like more power to Caleb. Like he does it, and actually watched one of his live coding videos. It was like it was a lot of fun, and like kind of chatting and like exchanging ideas, um exchanging like just little like conversation. Usually he streams early in the morning, so I usually watch him. I mean, the streams that I I watched so far, it was just one. So I usually on the bus and I'm watching my YouTube videos and like I see the like that he's live and like, I join and I ask like questions or say hi, things like that. So yeah, I know my channel is not huge, but I see two people are watching and yeah, tell me what's going on. Hey guys. Now I want to hear from you. So what are you doing, and what do you like about my channel, or what do I need to improve on my channel? Let me know. What do you want to see on my channel? Because I kind of I told you my plans and where I'm going professionally. Because now I'm definitely do more iOS development than test automation for iOS. And I know I've done a lot of videos on test automation, but now I'm focusing more so like solo on iOS development as of right now. I'm probably going to talk a lot about that. But hey, if you have a topic that you want me to talk about, let me know. Don't be shy. So it's probably truly like one person is watching because I was watching myself on that computer. So let's see. Let's see if it's 201. Yeah, those are my updates for my channel. I wanted to record a video today, but I really didn't feel like, I really want a live interaction with you guys and like kind of go with the flow and with no script, no nothing, just like go as I am and have a live interaction. And I wish I had a little bit more people, but it's a first live stream, so I think I will do it more in the future. So I definitely would like to interact with you more and like hear back from you more, because like one thing on YouTube is I don't know, maybe I'm doing something wrong, but you have really low participation on the comment section. At least my videos do, and I understand. Like if you look at the audience, like my channel is very narrow. So like it's a tech channel, and in the past it was focused solely on test automation, so even smaller audience. It was focused not just on like broad picture of automation like Selenium and like Appium and XUI test and Espresso. It was all of a sudden it just like narrowed down to iOS and XUI test. So I made a few videos, maybe a couple videos on Postman, how to work with Postman. I haven't done anything else. So, and I understand why, because like, you know, those topics are really specific. I really hope that iOS development will bring more people who are interested in iOS development. Yeah, yeah, this kind of like my life update. So, and kind of to summarize this live stream. So, I haven't been posting a lot of videos lately because I was super busy with my side projects, learning more iOS development. And see, like when you work with test automation, like I work with iOS team right now. I do like I'm solely dedicated iOS engineer on iOS team, and like right now I'm working with not only with test automation but also with feature implementation, feature development. So when you work with that, um, it's easier. It's a lot easier to pick up and like learn iOS development versus when you just on your own and you don't have that experience um, and because of my prior coding experience, like for example, what is iOS development? Let's talk about iOS development since like wearing Apple shirt and all of this stuff. So let's talk about iOS development. What is iOS development? What is mobile development? So it comes down to two parts of your development. You parse data from like JSON, for example, or from the backend. So you make a call with your app with the backend, and like you return some kind of JSON, or you return some kind of object um, from your backend. So it can be Firebase. Firebase is a little different, so you don't have to do anything with Codable. And Firebase as SDK already handles it for you. So, but if you don't work with Firestore, if you work with a standard backend server, and you work with a lot of JSON, so like I would normally use Codable. So you parse your JSON, you parse your data from the server, and then you render out your UI. So it can be your standard view controller. It can be like image view. It can be your like buttons. It can be your UI table view controller, your cells or UI collection view controller. You render your UI according to what you receive from the server. Then you input some sort of like data, and you tap on the button and you save your data on the server. You communicate your data back to the server. So you encode whatever you put in whatever you put in your app. So you encode it and send it to the server, and the server receives it and stores it. So like you pretty much facilitate communication between server and your back and your UI, server UI, server UI, server UI. So and driving back to test automation, I've done a lot of API test automation. So parsing JSON And it's like it's not difficult really. Like if you have like some kind of like JSON beautifier or Postman, I like working with Postman. You can verify your endpoint right there and then, and you can decode your JSON accordingly. And UIKit, UIKit is a little clunky and it's a little complicated and frustrating, but it's not too bad. It's not to the point like, oh, I can't do it. Like, no, it's Swift. I work with Swift, and it just like kind of like I associate iOS development with like Sculptor, how you mold or how you mold your sculpture. So like you work on your features and like you notice like, oh, like I need to work better on the facial feature of my statue. So let me go and work on the facial structures. So when it comes to iOS development, I think the hardest areas for me are uh, just like probably render UI itself. But again, it's not like too difficult. It's not too difficult, but it's definitely something to get used to. And I'm downloading Xcode 11, and I look forward to like kind of playing around with the Swift UI. But the thing about with Swift UI is that it's not going to be really fully available um, it's not going to be fully available until later. Maybe like it's going to be like a year or two until it's fully stable. But definitely, it's like based on the tutorials that I've seen so far, based on what people are saying, it's just such a joy to work with that framework. And I think Apple and Swift have gone a long way developing like reactive programming and declarative programming, and now we have Swift UI, and I hope like it will work out really well. And um, I'm kind of excited about it, and I want to see what Swift UI can bring to the table in iOS development. And I think a lot of people are gonna like a lot, or I think a lot of people are gonna work together with UI Kit and Swift UI. So because like there are certain features, there are certain functionalities that Swift UI can't do just yet, and again in the future it might not be the case. So yeah, I look forward to that. And maybe I will make a video about Swift UI too. One video that I really want to make video about is updates on XUI tests. Apple doesn't really. It's not a huge update, but it's definitely more convenient. So Apple introduced test case for XUI test. So now you can specify your test data in the test case. And for example, if you work on localization and your button says like, I don't know, like close in English and another word in another language, um, like says like hi in English, and if you translate it to Spanish, it says like hola, or like in Turkish salam or merhaba, or in Russian привет. So like now with the test case, it specify based on the localization what your test case is going to test. So it's not gonna you don't have to create several schemas for several localized versions of your app, so you can just specify that in your test case. So it's kind of nice. I kind of want to play around with that too. But yeah, let me know, guys, if you have any questions. So, like, now you have a chance to actually communicate directly to me. And I saw one person just join and put a like button. Thank you. So, if you have any thoughts, any questions, like any suggestions, like, let me know. Or I'm going to wrap up my stream here soon. I've been streaming like for 40 minutes, and I think it's really nice when you have an opportunity just to like talk to people. I think it's really nice. So, do you guys have any questions? All right. So, just for that person who just joined, I was talking about my updates, like what I've been up to here recently. And at the beginning of my stream, I told that I went to California. I went to San Francisco. It was absolutely amazing, and it definitely changed my perception of California and of San Francisco. And before, when I was thinking about like, well, if I were to move from Seattle somewhere else, where would I move? I would say California would now California is on the map. Before, like maybe back to Chicago, maybe Denver, Colorado, but after visiting San Francisco, like, ooh, heck no. Like San Francisco has it going on, and especially like Berkeley. I stayed in Berkeley because I really want to get that local experience, like traveling, taking public transportation, like to San Francisco and to other like areas around, and kind of see how the city lives, how people live, look, walk, breathe, talk. So it was an excellent experience. So yeah, and definitely will do that if the opportunity presents itself. So visited like campuses for Apple, for Google, for Facebook. Also talk about my updates. So it's for this channel. I'm probably gonna focus more on iOS development, to be honest with you, because it's something that I'm passionate about. And on top of not just for iOS development, but also for like developing soft skills, developing like finding the job that you really want, and things like that. So, all right. I hope you guys enjoy this live stream. And if you didn't have a chance to see this stream live, I will put recording here shortly. Thank you so much. Thank you for your like, and thank you for your support, and thank you for following me. Bye, guys.